As a creative, whenever facing self-doubt, fear, or imposter syndrome, one can always go back inward, connect with oneself, remind themselves of their journey, and most importantly, their vision, this big North Star, the big dream. But what if your current vision is not what you think it is? So for the past 2 to 3 years, I've been kind of creatively stuck. I wouldn't call it stuck in a rut, maybe a creative dip. Feels like I cannot get out of it. And although I kept growing and improving my art, I always felt something was missing, that something's not in alignment within myself. You'll always hear people talk about having a strong vision, having a clear North Star that's leading you in that right direction in life. Weirdly, while I always thought that I had one, I also felt that I didn't have one. I could put it in a sentence, but it was always missing something at its core. I was convinced that my vision was to be able to create whatever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. So that absolute freedom, financial, mental, and physical. And I believe that as long as I keep that idea of freedom as my North Star, that big vision to strive for, and I'm always heading in that direction, then I'll be okay. But as I was cleaning all of the doors in the house, I realized that all of these tangible, measurable, physical items are simply just a result of the bigger, true vision. Or at least it should be. So for instance, having a big house, it can be a vision, it can be a goal of course, but if you really think about it, it's the result of creating work that's meaningful and impactful in some shape or form. Becoming famous is a result of you making a huge discovery in the field of medicine or science that changes people's lives. Or you create a piece of art that resonates with hundreds of thousands of people, starts movements and inspires people and motivates people and makes people feel heard. It's a result of that. In my mind, the goal should not be the fame, riches, or accolades. In the same way, having that financial and creative freedom to do whatever you want is a result of some other bigger mission. Which is an interesting perspective to have, because I always thought that I had that vision. My vision was just to be creative. And it was a safe space, because it's something that I am working towards, although there was never really a plan or even an idea on how I am going to achieve it. And every piece of creative work that I would make then would be under a lot of pressure, because that's what it needs to bring, that creative freedom. The typical scenario would start with me telling myself, yes, I want to do that. I want to take this path. I'm going to make this happen. Then the next day, I am not resonating with this at all. I feel that, okay, this other way that I tried before might be better. And then on the third day, I start believing in my second day's vision. So what am I left with? Am I creating another one? Or shall I go back to the first one again? So I end up continuously lingering between 2 to 3 ideas of what it is that I want to do that are all tied into that creative freedom that I want to achieve. It's just an outcome of the bigger vision that I potentially should have. It's hard to believe in your own creative ideas when you're measuring them against all the metrics, let alone all the other creative ideas around. Because yet again, my focus is on the validation, on the measurable success. If certain people hear it, it's a success. Or more accurately, certain number of people. A good question to ask maybe, is my vision other-serving or just self-serving? Am I giving through my purpose or just taking? Spending some time with this question, I believe, is worth it. You might end up realizing your vision wasn't really a vision, which is a great thing. It means that now there is space for your true purpose to occupy that honorable seat.